Minim sir we sikani ba sare ya odwen penifo se ahabe bu no ya wo tu sie so a won charity nten ye honorable Ken Agyapong aka nsem bi e de atufu especially mema na mema futu ni mu ne baba nso adi nkomo tie na adwen efa bi tu mafo efrem Alexis
Inioma no impempi no ye businessmen no omu bie omu adwuma wotum se adwene ne dae a woson ye a wodi bi adwuma no ontumi enshare with ne ba de hian se sika na ba na ode ne ba akoto abrochiri wa ko university awie waba take over ontumi nka bibia anche charity begins at home. Kennedy ane ye program amenka ni story chro ofri America ba no ya boys me wa America new year bi ene ye frame say one ne cousins ne wo mako club wo osu ho omo ensa no omo no mo se ye de bibia frefrem ti o ma high na police for chi o mo cantonments chi o ma no ko etu no my father is Ken Agyapong say ni the one offer me, or a mistake no offer me. Offer me that daddy, we are here, this and I'm so my police in Casa. Police in church and dear man say, Mon loco. Lock him up. Yeah,
I said, work out children pen, so I obey.
Ah, where I wear pa. See me a man loco, me young quality and ibina, a copa chomuja. Mem one cry. Sad to muda fun. Any me. Ensu amaswa wo mitiri su koko body ne banchi amaswa na nne nyame adom ma beduru ha na wo ankoso abanchiri bi na obegimi David wo bo akra enye adwuma oba yi se ohun ni nyanza me yo na me cousin bi aba you know na Kenneth o wie ni masters na me de to ka ma na de ba o ye adwuma ese o ye adwuma wo se o ka say atofoforo I have so many beautiful cars but me man and yes, I want him to be responsible. I want him to be responsible. Me cousin buyer, me Mercedes Benz S class. Me farmer me bad boy no. I'm say, until now we free America, but we can't buy $200,000. Please, who do me nyansa nka we buy $200,000? No other catch him say me. And me Mercedes Benz. And mommy bad boy, young boys are. No, and you na be chire me nyansa. Let him go through life and appreciate it. Nya or no. We're fortunate say me na ma wo no. Wanye is not unfortunate say me papa no a wo me a teacher ni ana enko yie no. Oti ase. Enti obo no ho modern na wo show say nyansa na dwene wo fi a I'll push him. Say see a ono a wakwa ye no research a hu say nya no ono na America say obeton
business.
In obey business ni or the businesses be buy. I ruled a lot of them out. Me say this one, if you go in and devote your time there, you make money. That I will support you. For him to have gone round, now I select a Jumanamiama support to say where the oye be. Me first and come over and yes kakra or start it. Nam who say or con anymore. What I can do for him is me will cost about 7,000 tons this year. Bet me a man say we dey fa here we juma or kon anim na wo hia capital injection enam say sika na wo no watumi adobo no nti oba se me mwa no I will help you ba se otie na ne brofu yi obeka American slangs ne wa bodam me fa mawo sabina tetefo no eye o na mbedi oko Oxford o na mbedi oko Harvard o na mba oko Colombia wo efie nyansa na wo no a wan ko school a wo de ye wo business no that the fie nyansa no wan fa kan education no wa obo be faili that is why and we are charitable me say about 97% wo mu anon business ase na me mato a lot of properties from nkofo awu a wo mu mano meton na da bia e don so me say eish ti bra mi bre ya bin da nyina mi bewu na say na me so machi ebeye Otiase. Me ma wo mo ba e ma doso Oh yeah, Jumana Michel, minimum kasa, do this, do that. I want you to get the American attitude, seriousness in jobs. Or yeah, Juma, or fun is on one day Juma. What do you say? Inti more acquire sa work ethics, you know, na famra, so that me the business shown sir, I also guide you to manage a business.
So the success factor will be say obefa oba no na be kire no kwan a business no wo ye no na obehu se woni wa watimi ehu
of course because omutie no aye ne finance no aye hwan I say don't me let me do school. What you say? School of common sense. You see, let me tell you, you should marry your job. That's the first, second key to success. Honesty, hard work. You marry your job before your wife. Because Obama cash, you know, big job. Me na me catch you, take it from me. And now you don't love me. And now you say, why you serious or what you want? I'm planning overnight before you wake up in the morning to go out. My friend, what you want to be marry the job. Secure bar. So wow, which means that this is a serious man. I can't just let him go. No, so boy. I'm here, Jumano. What do you say? But who do you go in Ghana 4 guys in the they keep up the Joneses. When they make small money, Onim acquire Ken Agyapong. How long I've struggled to get to where I am. He wants to compete right now. Yes, sir. Ubabofo. Well, when Ghana for no baby lose on business, it's because they did not get involved. Their children. Papa bi oya dear pa ye kasa preko. Many share wo Heathrow Airport near Dinkomo. How one the bag girl or say a paper product or no take over the babo I will train you. What do you say? Your generation experience from the old rich people and now businessmen now. Omu free nam say omu and get omu manu involved ye entino. And ABI say me now I will not shy away from the fact that I was born in the village. Memwa hu me na hu. What you say twen woman na hu nyina you have to see. Who come krom akohu baby am ko school so that me ya dia mawa no who say through hard work you mess up I cut you off me crowd dey me tie man om dozo wo abegim bia no me you afim to say the parable of the sower you go to aburo no gu ho no enye ni nyina na afefeye what do you say nti so one you know among the race also to succeed now you who say papa Ken Agyapong make you okra complete and family nkra because bra me bra pass and any pesia bra wo wiase no me mama be bia mejimi esika for na say won Ken Agyapong yo like interesting story onu be hu sika pena say na dwene ba fie no wayi American mindset na free me as me hu na account mo say chale wo do kakra kotoka be ka kira ni say on ka kira no change because daddy no I have to save up in that cattle. What was that? Maybe Diaka, you gladly take it, but it's good. One who says, say, no, or be back out na Ken Agyapong ba, ne care be our issue. Me training. He has to go through the hard way. So that you appreciate every little effort I make to help him. First, as Sikafono, and a Jodia, Hemano, ko Harvard, no new. Ibano course for Ronio Ojawa no magu adwuma no me de oboa me coach you na mani su hwem wa anye ni here God knows I've done my part
and she's going to hear these are the other girls
they're number nice
Such a great 4 years here.
yeah from Madridom.
Having come far with this kind of achievements, coming first and all that on the honor roll, I guess. And are you hoping to go to any form of college or university that of your dream?
Yes.
Oh, and may we know that?
In the fall, I will be going to Yale University. That was my dream school.
Wow.
Yes,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You got admission already?
Yes.
Ooh, wow. Okay. Do you want to add more?
Oh, well, I applied to many schools and I was able to get into 15 of them. You know, some of the
15.
yes, these are like some of the best schools in the country. So I'm very, at least I can say that I'm very proud that I've gotten into those.
Wow. Where's Yale University? Where is it at?
It's in Connecticut,
Northern
northern United
part
States.
of. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I see. And why that university?
I admire Yale so much because a lot of schools are specialized for specific things where you can only go there for English, only go there for science.
Right.
But something I really respected about Yale is that no matter what you want to do, you can be the very best there. It will suit you as best as possible. And I'm very excited that I'm going to meet people who have such specialized skills in a wide variety of things that they're best in their field thus far as our generation, because that's the kind of people that Yale wants to acquire.
Great. Do you have any future aspirations? What do you hope to become in the near future?
Possibly a doctor, if
A
I'm
doctor?
able to, yes.
What kind of doctor?
Either a cardiothoracic surgeon or a neurosurgeon.
Wow, that's a big dream. Why that?
I think being a doctor is one of the few professions where you can get as close as possible to being an actual superhero. And that's important, you know.
You want to be a hero?
Yes,
Wow.
I hope so. You know, hero in the sense of helping as many people as possible, as opposed to the
Saving
notoriety.
lives.
Yes.
I see. Okay. Do you really dream of becoming someone that the public loves so much, like your dad?
As I mentioned before, the notoriety is less interesting to me. More that the people who need me will know who I am. That's important to me. Whether that's a big or small group, that those who will need my kind of help will be able to access me.
How would you take it after school and your dad asks you to, hey, Yvonne, I want you to move to Ghana and work there as a surgeon?
Oh, well, people in Ghana need medical treatment, so that's no problem. Ghana's a wonderful place. People can be helped anywhere, so, and it's my home country. That's where my parents are from. That's where my family, that's where I'm from, so that's no
You don't mind going down to Ghana?
No.
We don't pay as much though.
That's not a concern of mine. It's the work itself that's important. A lot of people can focus on money, and money is important. I understand realistically, but you know, I'd hope morally myself, I'd focus on the work if anything.
Wow, you said you're 18 years.
Yes.
I like your dream.
Thank you.
And the fact that you don't think about money, but you think about life. That's
I hope
great.
so.
I love that. I pray it doesn't change.
Thank you. I hope so as well.
Wow, you think it's going to change?
No, but there are a lot of pressures, you know, in life for that sort of thing to change. People don't want you to prioritize money above all, which is not wrong in the world that we live in, absolutely not. But you know, some things you can be driven by passion and maybe beneficence, if anything. So I'd like to be driven by that above all.
All right. Is anybody, any of your parents kind of pushing you to go into medical field, or is something you really wish for?
It's a combination of both. My parents understand how well someone can do in such a field and how respected they can be for that kind of work. Definitely respectable work being a doctor. So, and then I'm on my own part. I think I mentioned before about being a hero, helping people. So it's a combination of both.
What's your favorite subject or course in the school?
My favorite subject is absolutely English.
English?
I love English, yes.
What makes you like it?
It's such a wonderful subject because I enjoy writing a lot. It's something I do in my extracurriculars quite often. And you get to say what's on your mind. You also get to interpret things. I think English is a subject where you get to learn most about the world, in all honesty. You get to understand people through their writing, their perspective, their context, all of that. I think you learn so much more than people would even expect from English, yes.
Okay, so you said you're into writing as well? What kind of writing? Speeches, letters, proposals? What kind of writings do you?
I write speeches most often. In school, I have to write a lot of essays, but extracurricular-wise, I write a lot of speeches because I compete in something known as forensic forensic speech. I'm even the captain of my speech team at my school.
Oh, wow.
And what I do is that the category that I compete in is called original oratory. So you write your own speech and then you deliver it. So that's been a
Wow.
wonderful opportunity.
That's beautiful. Have you win any kind of awards prior to that before?
Oh, yes. I've competed in many national competitions for my school, national, local, and regional. And I've been able to place second regional, top 5 nationally for both declamation, where you deliver a speech, an existing speech, and an original oratory.
Wow. Are you looking forward to writing a speech for your father, just in case should he one day become a high-profile personality like the president of Ghana?
If my father thinks he needs my help, he'll come to me. So hopefully I'll be of use if that time arrives.
Oh yeah.
Ghana.
Your father is rich. Is that true?
I mean, he can be described as such.
Do you believe in that?
It's something I choose not to focus on
Why?
because it's best to remain humble about these things, even if that was true. It shouldn't change how I feel about my father. So
How do you feel about him?
I love my dad.
You love him?
Yeah.
What makes you love your dad?
He's very motivated and he's very generous. He's kind.
Very motivated and generous. What about your mom?
My mom is the same.
Oh, I love that. Great. Are you a material person?
No.
No. What makes you happy?
Reading.
Reading.
Reading makes me very happy. Yes. I love to read.
Make say what you what's your
I'm sorry.
somebody? Are you reserved?
No.
You're
I
not.
think I'm very friendly.
Very friendly. Oh, and what's your social life?
Probably non-existent. I'm only 18, so I only focus on my books really. So that's all I can do.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so Yvonne, on your mom's side, with your dad, how many kids how many siblings are you?
There's 4 of us.
4. Okay. All right. And are they all academically boosted like you are?
Yes, that's a common trait amongst all my siblings. Yes.
And where is that coming from?
Our dad's motivation, absolutely. He has always cultivated an environment amongst all of us of working hard academically and just, he describes it as being strong. That's what he says.
And your mom's side?
She's also the same. That's something that comes from both ends of my family, so without a doubt.
So where from this?
I would say both of my parents. I can't choose which one I got my intelligence from, no.
Would you mind telling me the truth? What really bothers you about your dad?
Nothing bothers me about my dad.
You like everything he does? He doesn't come at you sometimes?
No,
Is he not too tough to deal with?
no.
He gives you his time? Always smiling with you,
Yes.
cuddling and making you feel so special?
Yes.
He's not rolling at you, hey, coming at you, like something?
Absolutely not.
Ooh. Do you take time to follow your dad on his on social media?
No.
Do you listen to him, some of his speeches, some programs that he goes to?
When I can catch it at times, it's not too often because of the time difference.
Have you ever heard anything bad about your dad before?
Nothing that I particularly pay attention to or can hold in my mind at the moment to like tell you now. No.
What has been the best moment of you with your dad, if you could recall?
I think one of my favorite memories with my dad technically wasn't even with him. He came back, it was here. He came back from a bookstore in the United States called Barnes & Noble. He came back with a stack of 10 books. 10 books. It was out of nowhere. I was just in the house with my sisters. But he came back with this stack of books for me. And he said, here, I want you to read them all if you can, because I want you to be strong. So that I've always, that is a memory I've always cherished because he thought of me unprovoked, as well as the fact that I can connect with him through literary pursuits, academic pursuits, that will always be something that reminds me of my dad, even when I'm not with him physically.
Your dad doesn't live here. He lives in Ghana.
Yes.
When you're in need, how do you do it?
I call my dad or I speak to my mom.
Does he always answer your calls anytime you call him?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
I don't think that works.
Why?
He's a busy person,
Absolutely.
but he's not busy to you.
No, he makes himself available to his children.
That's nice. Yvonne, are you enjoying the conversation?
Yes.
You sure? Yes. Positive. Your mates, your friends are watching you all over the world, and they are so proud of you. What makes you so strong and very powerful?
Oh, I don't know if I'm strong and powerful.
You don't know? Okay, what's your strength?
I think I'm able to start conversations, and I think that's a strength because a lot of times things can get stuck in the tension between people in the air, and once you break that tension itself, you can really get a flow of conversation going, a dialogue that can come up with solutions, whether entertainment wise or just as an enjoyment conversation or a problem solving conversation, I'd hope.
Are you friendly?
Yes.
You don't believe in that answer, do you?
I would hope I'm friendly when appropriate, only appropriate, yes.
Oh. And how do you define appropriate?
Just when you want to make friends with the right people.
Do you have friends?
Yes.
How many?
I would say 3 closest friends. I have many acquaintances, but I would say 3 closest friends that I always want to keep by me.
What made them closest?
They're very reliable, honest, and funny young women.
And what do you guys share in common?
That we're all in the same grade level, we're all the same age, and we all work very, very hard in school. They're also going to top schools. Excuse me. I myself am fortunate enough to go to top schools. I was admitted to many top schools, 15 or so, and they are also going to very good schools as well. So I think it's always good to befriend people who can challenge you and want to be who you want to be on par with at all times.
Okay. Are you looking forward to attending the same university with any of them?
Yes, my best friend and I are both going to Yale.
What, do you mind sharing their names? I was saying give them some shout outs.
Okay. Shout out to Tiffany, Catalina, and Muna. You guys are my best friends.
Are they Ghanaians?
No.
No. Do you have a Ghanaian friend?
Oh, yes.
What's the name?
Well, some of them are at school. Shannon, and then Zora, and Caleb, and Molly.
Molly, they all Ghanaians?
Yes.
In the same school?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And you guys are quite related? Do you get a chance to sit down and plan? Talk to each other? Hey, we are from Ghana. Hey, let's talk about Ghana.
At school, yeah.
Have you ever spoken to them about Ghana before?
Absolutely.
About what?
About our own pride and always trying to represent our country best amongst other African countries.
Wow.
That kind of a amicable, this country versus that country, but just joking that Ghana's the best country in Africa, Ghana's the best country in the world. Pride, Ghanaian pride.
I see. And are they also sharing the same kind of ideas like you do? Or maybe going back to Ghana some days to come or years to come to also work in Ghana?
Some of them, yes, but also that the others like their lives in America, that they were raised there as well. So it's split in between.
Oh, I see. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm bringing the conversation to a close. And I know we have really had enough information from you. Is there anything we are missing that you want to share with us?
No, I think just that in terms of why I was here today and my academic journey, that motivation is one thing, but to always keep God close in your heart, push you down the line, take you along the way when you yourself can't, to not abandon that. I feel that it's important personally to acknowledge that always, what I've been blessed with, alongside what I've worked towards.
Do you go to church?
No.
How do you know God?
Just what I've learned from my parents.
How did you learn that?
From them, what they tell me, what they've raised me to believe, being a Christian.
You're a Christian, but you don't go to church. That sounds weird. I thought all Christians go to church.
It can be different for everyone.
How do you treat your Sabbath?
Pardon?
Your Sabbath day. I mean, either Sundays on Saturdays. I don't know which day you believe in as a Sabbath day, but how do you react towards it? How do you treat it? What goes on your sacred days?
It's an important day, sometimes for reflection, sometimes for spending time with family.
It's good. Are you an outing person? Do you go out?
I like to go to dinner with my family, but otherwise...
So dinner is your only outing point? Oh, you don't go to clubs?
No.
No social functions? Parties?
No.
Birthdays?
Oh, well, for my friends, yes.
You do? Have you had a party in your life before?
Yes.
Where was that?
Oh, well, that was when I was very little in Ghana, and I shared my birthday with
What about your Sweet 16?
Oh, I didn't have one. It was during the pandemic.
Oh, you were not lucky. I'm sorry. Oh, gosh. All right. I wish you could go back to 16 again. Come back so we can have a very big party for you. All right? So we can all bring you our presents. But thank you very much. It's been a nice time. Okay? And before we go, young ones like you, back home in Ghana and all over the world, are watching. Any advice?
You must always push ahead. It will oftentimes... In this world, it's not eradicated yet, but gender inequality and sexism will always play a role in your lives as women. So, and then as Ghanaian women as well, you're most likely black yourself, so you may be seen that way as well. So that intersection will always be important in the eyes of everyone else in the world, but your accomplishments cannot be diminished if you have the work effort to match. So you need to maintain that drive, even though it may be difficult from external pressures and external restrictions. So always push forward. There's no limits to what you can achieve, as in a rapidly progressing world especially. So I hope that you can always keep that strength with you. If no one else believes in you, believe that I believe in you. In the back of your mind, this small me who hopes that you can always push through.
Yvonne, what's your mom's name? I forgot to ask.
Eugenia.
Eugenia. Eugenia what?
Eugenia Kopna.
Where is she? Is she in America here or Ghana?
She's in America.
What's the position in your mom's kids? How many?
I'm her youngest out of 4.
How do you say youngest in Ghana?
I'm not sure.
Say Ketri.
Ketri.
Baby last. What's that say? Mommy boys are. Okay, and then let me dig a little bit into that of you. So you have half siblings or stepsisters and brothers?
Half siblings, yes.
Half. How do you cope with them? Do you know them?
Yes.
Do you relate to them?
Absolutely.
How do you do it?
I love all of my siblings. We don't distinguish amongst ourselves. We rarely, if ever, mention that we're half siblings. That's unimportant to us.
That's awesome. How did you get over that? How did you get to work on that? Who taught you that? Is it under restrictions?
No, we didn't have to be taught it. It's we have such a love amongst ourselves that we've acquired that mindset on our own. It didn't need to be cultivated or anything. It's not something that's not something that's shameful. Definitely, absolutely not. But we just have that love each other where we don't need to distinguish that any barrier between us, such as half. No.
That's awesome. I'm so impressed. Good. Absolutely, this girl is genius. She is intelligent, so eloquent, and I'm so proud of her. Thank you, Eugenia. You see, now I'm calling you by your mom's name. Thank you, Yvonne. Nice one. And then, this is America. You've been to Ghana before, you said, right? How many times?
About 5 or 6 times, I believe.
Do you ever feel bad having your parents or having the Ghanaian background?
No, absolutely not. Never.
How is your reaction? How is the reaction of your colleagues in the school? Usually, I feel like there's this kind of racism, like this kind of stigmatization against people of color and other. How do you see yours in your school?
In my own school dynamic, it's actually quite diverse there. I mean, of course, it's unavoidable, that sort of discrimination.
It's
Rather
unavoidable.
unavoidable, yes, in the United States, yes. But not that it's a constant threat, but you know, it can be anywhere that you turn, you never know. But I would say that it's never been directed towards me, whether being African or Ghanaian specifically. Fortunately enough, I can say that that's not the case for everybody everywhere. Of course not, but I wouldn't say that there's been that much of a problem in terms of discrimination against my nationality or ethnicity at my school.
So you don't feel bad about it.
No, I could never.
You don't feel intimidated either.
No,
You feel proud being a black.
absolutely.
Oh, good. And going talking about you coming from Ghana and Africa. When you go there, when you go to Ghana, how do you see the living style or the style of living as compared to that of over here? Any difference?
I would say at times maybe there's a noticeable, a more sharp class difference in Ghana, that maybe some people are more well off and some people have far less. It may become noticeable within the same area quite quickly as opposed to the United States. But it's not that sharp of a contrast as would be portrayed in the United States, where oftentimes there are these sort of campaigns of, oh, we really need to help Africa out. Africa needs our help. Africa is so denigrated that they must require our assistance as a powerful nation. No, it's not as sharp as would merit that in the US, no. But of course, every country has its problems, so I can't say that Ghana's without.
Love that. Do you take time to study the people over there? Anytime you visit? You do?
I would say primarily because of my age, that's all I can do is a people watch, as we say in the United States, observe the people, I would hope.
Any observations?
Very hardworking people, very family-oriented people, much different than the United States. Family-oriented and people who understand that their lives are based on bringing honor to their families. That's definitely a big deal that I've noticed in Ghana.
Excellent. Now, talking about the lives of Ghanaians and the life of Americans, do you think that there is something particular that you and I have to actually know so far as academics? I don't know if you have friends back home in Ghana or something that you've even bothered yourself to at least know about how the academic system works as compared to that of here, if they have the kind of privileges you get here, or if it's the same. Do you have any friends like that?
I would say sadly that I don't have that many friends in Ghana beyond my own family members that might be my own age. But I'd say that beyond the American or British system schools, maybe there is a difference in the opportunities. But I think maybe many Ghanaian Americans, many Ghanaians know that difference between the school systems in America versus